If you've picked up some art on your travels or have a vintage piece of art at home, you probably want to know what it's worth. Consignor Canadian Fine Art is on a National Art Roadshow in search of undiscovered works of art, and we'll be doing free appraisals tomorrow. Rob Cowley is an art specialist and joins us. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Thanks, Chris. Nice to be here.
All right, so your job is basically travel around and help people find out how much their art is worth, correct?
That's exactly it. We do these valuation days coast to coast. We are also collecting for our auctions. We do auctions at consignor.ca and live auctions twice a year. But at the same time, we're delighted to help people out and to try to determine what may have come out of the attic or something they may have found in a thrift store as well. So we do help people out.
Yeah, and is that where most of these finds are from? Like either inheritance or, you go to a garage sale and find something?
Usually inheritance. A lot of times people have works of art. They'll have, someone will pass away and they'll end up with sometimes a container full of items, and they've just gone into the basement or into the attic or into the closet, and they've never really had an answer in terms of what it might be, and so that's where we step in and try to assist.
And it's amazing. Sometimes you look at a painting or even a sketch and you think, oh, this is just some kind of sketch somebody did in a few minutes, but they can turn out to be worth a lot of money.
Without a doubt. I mean, some of the smallest sketches, Tom Thompson's sketches that are 5x7 can sell in excess of $1 million.
Crazy.
At the same time, there's countless artists whose value is more decorative.
Yeah.
But that's the determination, somewhere in the middle there.
So never snub your nose at a sketch. Let's take a look at some of the art you brought in.
Definitely.
Starting out with this one. What's the story?
It's a work by A.J. Now, these works are included in our November 23rd live auction. And this is a work by A.J. Caston, a member of the Group of Seven, who's the last living member. See, one of the factors we use in evaluating art can be the association, so the story behind the artwork. This painting was painted in 1916 by Caston, very, very early in his career before he was a member of the Group of Seven. It comes with a letter where Caston actually describes to the owner the fact that this was one of his first sketches outdoors, which is significant. Caston went on to paint for another, essentially 70 years after this, and became one of our most celebrated artists. So one of his very, very early works.
All right, if we move over one, we have three cats. It looks like Dallas has her eye on this, so maybe you can give a price out for this one, too.
Well, Maud Lewis, very interesting. Of course, there was a movie just this spring and summer starring Ethan Hawke and Sally Hawkins, and it's really brought her market to life even more so than before. She was a Nova Scotia artist and has had now international recognition. This painting we sold. This is valued at $7,000 to $9,000. It's in our fall auction on November 23rd. We just sold a similar work for $36,000 in our May auction. So certainly there's a lot of interest right now. What we say is very much in fashion. A certain valuation possibility there.
Well, that's good. You have Dallas looking at work on nights and weekends now.
Yeah, exactly.
She might want to purchase that one. All right, moving over one more.
Well, talking about medium is also very important in valuation. This is A.J. Caston again, same as the painting that we started with. This is a print. So prints carry a lower value, usually by an artist. So this print by the artist, although he was involved in its creation, a value of $200 to $300, but the oil painting we started with, $20,000 to $30,000.
Oh, so definitely, if you're more on a budget, you get a print. That's definitely where you go.
Certainly.
And the final piece you brought in here?
The final, now very interesting, is a work by Frederick Banting. Frederick Banting is best known to Canadians as the co-discoverer of insulin, of course, Banting and Best. He was also a painter. He loved painting. He befriended members of the Group of Seven in the 1920s, and he would travel with them. He would paint with A.Y. Jackson quite often, died tragically in the early 1940s. That painting is also in our fall auction, valued at $25,000 to $35,000.
All right, talk about the biggest kind of find you have been introduced to.
Well, most recently, last year in 2016, our team actually traveled to Australia and retrieved a painting by Lauren Harris. It was a rare sketch that had never been offered at auction before. It was a very quick trip. We 4 days total. No time for sightseeing, certainly.
No beach time.
No beach time whatsoever. We saw the inside of hotel rooms and airplanes, essentially. The painting we brought back to Canada for its first time being on the market in decades. We offered it $400,000 to $600,000. It sold for just under $1 million.
Amazing. Yeah. And you might have a gem like that hanging on your wall or in your attic. Art appraisals will take place at the Glenbow Museum from 10 to 4 tomorrow. The event is free and walk-ins are welcome. Thanks a lot for coming in.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Interesting stuff.